Hello and welcome back to the channel, here for yet another league race, this time in the LPR League, and we're racing at the Austria today. Yeah, we'll go with that, might as well. It's the Red Bull Ring here, in Spielberg, Styrian Mountains, whatever you want to give this as a location. But we are here, just quickly checking there if we had any new setups here. We do not. So going back in with something, this actually is a new setup, but I've just updated it. Anyways, out now for our first flying lap. Of course, looking to improve on, I can't really improve on last week, but looking to maintain the form we had last week in Spain, or yesterday, if you watched the video then. We do kick off the week, or the evening, in a good place. That's the provisional P1 there. We have dropped now, no we have not dropped yet, we're still P1. Okay. So again, I believe another full 20, so these leagues now really doing well with attendance, which is always great to see. Obviously one league doesn't need to be named not doing the best, and I have actually announced I'm going to be leaving if it doesn't change, but oh well, you see we're down in P9 as we prepare for our second run, so not quite as good a pace we had in Spain, but of course still looking to do what we can, try and at least get some decent positions here, or decent points I guess, to continue what we started last week. Of course, first two rounds absolutely terrible. As we prepare for our final flying lap, we're going to head down through turn 10 or turn 7, depending on if you're me or not. There's only 7 corners here, if you want my personal opinion, but of course the game says there's 10, FIA say there's 10, so we're going to go with. So I'm flying through turn 1, doing pretty much what we can there. I only learned in the race you can properly milk turn 1, in terms of how much inside curve you can use, but you can also see we have used it a little bit too much. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that, as now we head down the hill towards turn number 4 or turn number 3. It is technically turn 4, so we'll use the official corner numbers just so I don't confuse anyone or myself. Been down through 5, you can see opposite lock there to just try and keep the car pointing the right way. Back of the car, not entirely happy with how much we're trying to push this car. Seal up for turn 8, unless he's trying to get out of our way, up over the crest. Just 2 corners to go now, we're going to flick the car downhill. And then down through once more, on the last turn. And then up to the line, it is going to be P5. Clearly didn't hook up the final sector, I'm going to guess the 2 opposite lock moments at turn 5 and 9 didn't help. But oh well, it says turn 6 and 9 actually, isn't it? But it'll be P8 in the end, so not the best, but you know, we've come back from lower places before to get decent results. So head not down yet, and of course we're still going to push on, fight for whatever we can get out of this race. Usually my race pace is quite strong here, but again, as I said, we're going to have to wait and see what we can do. Don't have my hopes up too high, you don't have my hopes down too low. We're kind of neutral playing field, head onto it. As you can see, rain at the end of the race, you may have missed it. For those observant ones of you, would have noticed a little bit of rain. But the 5 lights are out and we are away here in the race, heading up to turn 1. You see the racing point in the mirror, and that's contact already in this race. We're into the wall and down to 18th. So, not the best of starts, as you can see. Of course, dropping 10 places. It's not what you want. The safety car deployed now, and you can see Storm just doesn't slow down for it. No idea what on earth he's doing. Plenty of time to slow down for it, and then just doesn't. We try and retake it, and we get a warning or a penalty. As you can see in just about now, we just slammed down the throttle. Honestly, just really annoyed because we've gone from 8th down to 17th now, so I believe Fox spun causing the safety car. But Storm or Curtis, just being the most oblivious person in the world, not noticing there was a safety car, so we get a 5-second time penalty, which we're going to have to serve now in the pits. You also have no downforce, so we get a warning there at turn 6. So yeah. Of course, going last week pole to first, or technically pole to first or fourth to first, but oh well. Here we've gone from 8th down to 17th at the end of lap 1, which I believe may just about switch to 18th as we come across the line. We have to serve a 5-second penalty, so we're going to be going on to medium tyres, try and get to the rain period at least that's the goal. We'll see what we can do. First lap of 1:37.1, so yeah, not the best of lap times if I do admit, but we have our reasons. Heading out of the pits then, you can see we are not last, so that's something. Not last. Fox going onto hard tyres. May not have seen the rain at the end of the race. Pretty much all I can guess with that. Or just doesn't rate the mediums whatsoever. Replay at the start there, slight pause because my editing skills are horrendous. The 5 lights are on. And away we go. Just about seen my car somewhere back there. I don't know if you see now when the camera changes, you can see it's actually Fox and the McLaren that squeezes across. I have spoken to him about it after the race and we're cool. There's no love lost between us, but that was a little bit like, what on earth are you doing? There's no need for that, but oh well. I guess he got instant karma'd almost up at turn 3, so. But we move on onto the restart now. You can see down in 18th place, I believe Cam also pitted, dropping back behind us. As through the final corner, now going to be off. Hammer gets a big tank flap, but once again just lag. We're going to try and go to the inside down to turn 1. And then he's just moving very aggressively. We actually very nearly take out the McLaren behind us at the same time. As now we head up towards turn 2. We're not going to fight it too much. Fox clearly faster at this point. And tends to be really good at warming tyres. I don't know if he uses AI or not. I'm going to try and get a switch back here. Someone doesn't accelerate. Once again, I think it's Storm. So we run into the back of the McLaren. Luckily, no wing damage. So we get away with that, and we have lost the place. Cam's now going to fight us down towards turn 4, but we are going to defend this one. He's going to brake later, but around the outside. We're going to brake, go a little bit deep, try and scare him off, which luckily works. So we hold on to 19th for now. And we're going to just see what we can do, really, for the rest of the race. You see a replay of it now. You can see the Williams going massively off the track there at the final corner. We then go, our weaving is reacting to the car ahead. We're going to get cut off there as we need to take out the McLaren. But into turn 1 now on lap 5 on the back of Storm. Once again, he's changed username, and you'll see it next time we race against him. Up towards turn 3. I really don't want to be behind him any longer than I have to, so we are going to send it up the inside into the hairpin. Tries to hold it around the outside, so we go a little bit deeper, and now up into P18. Later on that lap we're behind, I think, his teammate Dark Shadow, who is for some reason going defensive into turn 9, then runs horribly wide on the exit, comes back onto the track, but then gets out of the way.
Okay, clear.
No idea what they were doing, they probably don't know what they were doing either. But that's now P16 as the McLaren pitted as well. On to lap 6. You can see no position gained up to 15th now as X Games NL goes off the track. Then we skip a couple of laps onto lap 8 now as we head down through turn 6. We have a virtual safety car in the race. Race very briefly neutralised, but we're back to green running at turn 1. To get back on the power, we're watching the Delta in the top right corner, and then there's suddenly a Ferrari on our right. No idea where Rooney came from, like whatsoever. It just appeared. Of course, I was looking up at the Delta in the top right corner just to see if I was going to speed or not, and then suddenly there's a Ferrari, but we get out of the way as soon as we see him to avoid further contact or damage. You can see on to lap 11 we have finally caught up to someone. We're on the back of this train now. I think it's 4 cars in front of me. Yes, it is. Head up into turn 1 now. My apologies, it's turn 3, not turn 1. But we're right on the back of these guys now, trying to do whatever we can. You see, we weren't close enough that time around. We're now on the back of a reflection coming through what is turn 1. We have a tank slapper on the exit, but we haven't left the inside line for the hairpin. So we are going to take that. There was a suggested strategy, which I don't know why I haven't looked at that yet, probably just focusing. Reflection trying to switch back, so we park it on the apex. Try and get a good exit. I believe their strategy was to extend one lap on what we were doing now, so to like pit lap 22 I think instead of 21. For soft tyres, of course, we're waiting until the rain. Once we're past Reflection, who hasn't pitted, we've gone past other cars that pitted up into P7 now. You can see, finally abusing turn 1 has bitten us. We have a 3-second time penalty added on to the end of our race. As we close up to the back of Funky Fox, now up at turn 3. He's a little bit too defensive, so we're going to try a switch back. I think it just hampers us if anything. We do get a fairly decent exit on the back of the McLaren. We are going to try something now down into turn 4. We go to the inside there. Very late defensive move from the McLaren. Very much on the limit, so we're going to hang it around the outside of turn 4. A little bit of contact there on the exit, but we get away with it. I will have the inside line now for 6 if we can just keep the car there. But once again, the Fox able to just hang it around the outside, so we have to leave space here. A little bit of contact once again. And then through 7, you can see the arrow has gone white, so we have the place, but then he's for some reason off the track. And I feel like that's my fault, so we let him back through. Possibly the biggest mistake I've made all this race was possibly letting him back through there, because I don't think it was my fault he went off the track, as I was ahead of him. But oh well, we move on. It happened, obviously in the moment, you don't want to get a penalty for anything, so you do what you can. And back up into turn 1, you can see a lot more cautious at the apex, because obviously we got a bit in last lap. Gonna try and get back past the McLaren. He's using all the power the car has. Possibly a mistake. Once again, we're in the mirrors at turn 3 just to try and scare him a little bit. As we get the cleanest exit we've had for a while. You'll see that move now. You can see, I think we are fully ahead. Maybe the rear wing. Sorry, his front wing was just alongside my rear tyre. So I just felt like it'd be better to give that place back. So now onto lap 16. Heading into turn 1, Luke and Fox ahead. They over slow at the apex. We got just about a slap of oversteer. We're going to rejoin the track. The grass gives us no grip whatsoever. And we're into the wall for the second time in this Grand Prix. Front wing damage once again. And honestly, that was probably the start of the end of this race for me. To be honest, you could probably say that lap 1 was the start of the end. But, you know, these things happen. Which is, I guess, nothing wrong with the Luke or Fox. I tried to high speed to gain momentum. And all that happened was the back of my car just stepped out slightly. I had to correct it. And then we full throttle, get back onto the track, and for whatever reason, there's just no grip on the grass. I guess you could expect that, but honestly, that was ridiculous. That's not realistic. But then again, nothing in this game is, because it's not the best. But oh well, we move. You know, we don't give up. We keep going. Back into the pit lane for our second front wing change of the race. Almost halfway, so everything that's happened so far is the first half of the race. Not the cleanest, and probably not the worst either. You know, I've had worse luck or worse. I don't know if that's luck. I guess lap 1 was I guess driver error combined with bad game. But oh well. I'm quite lucky with the form I've had in these races. He's on our out lap. We have Storm now ahead of us. No idea what he's doing, but luckily he just lets us through there. Said no idea what he was planning. Just went off the track, and now as we exit turn number 1, we have Vassia exiting the pit lane, so we are going to get the position now. We're also going to have to cover the inside. Actually, no, it's not Vassia, it's Vettel on brand new soft tyres. We head up into turn 2, 3. I will get the corners right. They have managed to get a switch back on us, so we didn't park it enough on the apex. Tried to cover the inside, but they are already there. And they come across us quite aggressively. But nothing they can do to fight back there, so we're back down to P14 now in this race. Let's see what we can do further up now. Head on to the next lap, I think. A couple of laps later. We have another virtual safety car here in the race, lap 19. This was for Storm, he went off at turn 4 exit. To come around the final corner, we are back to racing now. To start lap 20. Up into P13 now. So again, just slowly making places back. As now on to lap 22, down through turn 7. We have a safety car deployed in this race, and this is where everything changes really. There's kind of a second chance for us in this race. As you can see, a lap later, heading down through that same corner, and it is now raining. So we're coming into the pit lane. We're pressing on intermediate tyres. We're going to try and just see what we can do here. Yeah, a couple others managed to react as quick as us. You can see we're in P12 now as we enter the pit lane. Of course, cautious as ever as the track is wet. Into the pit, you can see that one other car, two others. Okay, so altogether there are 4 of us that have pitted for instance now. You have Rooney in the Ferrari.
Exit now.
You have that Ferrari there behind us. I think is a lap down, the Tech Games. And the Renault of Alpha.
Okay, stay clear of the white line.
They were...
We'll receive a penalty
Oh,
for
and
dangerous driving
Billy
if you cross over into
in
the
the
track.
Alfa Romeo. So altogether there are 4 of us that are on intermediate tyres. You can see to cross the line next time around. We are up into P10. Do we keep that actually? I'm not entirely sure. Yes we do, just about getting past Strap on the exit. It's going to be P9 as we get ready to go racing again. You can see Vettel's still on softs. No idea why. But clearly they want to try something different. They are going to be a pit stop behind now. Let's get ready to go racing. Of course, leaving a gap as you can't see absolutely anything, and Vettel is coming into the pit lane. Still can't overtake, of course. So we head down through the final corner. We are back to racing speeds now. Trying to not get done by Trap. At the restart, heading up now towards turn 1. What can we do now? 6 laps left to go as we head through turn 1. Trying to capitalise on Rooney, but as we get up to full throttle, we've lost the car again. We're holding the brakes, as there's no one, anyone to collect me. Fair play to everyone towards the back there that avoided me. You see Vettel has gone for the full wets. We're on inters and we're really not happy now. I really don't get what happened there. As soon as we hit full throttle, maybe I did it like a millisecond too early. But as soon as I went full throttle, that was it. We lost the car, nothing we could do from there. And the car went round. So down to 14th. Only lost 5 places somehow. Honestly, that Alpha, don't know who it is. Might have been Billy. Very good reactions from him as I pretty much spun into him. On to lap 29 now. You can see someone's into the wall, that is Cam. So did what we did, but a little bit more severe. Of course, we were lucky not to get damage. Back up into P13.
You coping okay in this weather?
Vettel apparently retired. I think they gave up.
Okay,
And we've finally had enough of Jeff. We tell him to shut up. Because we've had enough at this point, but obviously we don't give up. Skipping a lap there, I don't know if you would have noticed, it was quite a smooth transition. To come out of turn 7, you can see Trap has now gone off as well, so it's going to be P12 for us. At least on the track, you can see penalties in the top left corner. So anything can probably happen on positions, but onto lap 34 we are caught up to the back of Sir Hamrick. Possibly the most frustrating lap of the race for me, because with the lag you can see he has about like a red connection. He was kind of moving around all over the place. I don't know if it was him or if it was the internet. I had no idea where his car was. It was terrifying and it was very annoying, because it means I was losing out to reflection. You can see 6-second penalty for them, 3-second for us. And with these 2 laps we could have got within 3 seconds of them to get that place, but because we couldn't get past Sir Hamrick, I don't want to risk anything. You see, he's even like in the braking zone. You don't move around that much in the game. That is his internet. But luckily, as we come down through turn 9 now, he's going to lose the car, same as he did on the first safety car restart. We give the space for him to rejoin, nearly lose the car ourselves. But now with 1 lap to go, we're into P11. And our teammate Ferrari Lando has won the race, so congrats to him. Of course, helps the constructors. As we come around the final corner, P11, you can see Billy with a load of penalties, so it's across the line. We are going to take P10 away. And somehow at the end of all of that, we're going to get a point. Somehow. I really don't know how. That's why we don't give up. That point could help us in the constructors at the end of the season. Shout out to Reds, of course, my teammate from DGL at the moment. He got P2. in this race, which just shows what can happen. And of course, Liam's on the podium as ever at the top. But we got a point somehow. Yeah, I really don't know how, but we did. But that will be it for today. Hope you have enjoyed. Of course, do leave likes, subscribe as well, all that stuff. You know what to do, as it all helps me out massively and means, you know, I'd want to do this more. Although I probably won't stop if you don't. So that'll be it, and I'll catch you hopefully tomorrow with the next one. Have a good day.